Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is August 25, 2021. I want to talk about buying stocks on a pullback. As you know, as of now, S&P 500 is all-time high, Nasdaq is all-time high. So we got to be selective. We don't want to chase the stocks. Let's see what stocks we can buy in a pullback and identify some good stocks to buy at these levels. So with that, let's look at stock news here. Yesterday we got Theravance tech stock crashed big time. So I think there is an issue with one of their failed test here, and it's failed in the mid-stage testing, and stock plummeted big time. So let's see if TBPH is a good buy after this huge crash. And then we got here Vivre. I think stock is doing okay, but their earnings looks like they fell short of the bottom line. So that's why stock crashed a little bit. Let's see if we can buy V-Ray at this level. And then we got one of my favorite here, Confluent CFLT. It's a new IPO. A lot of folks I know, they love Confluent. And let's see if it's good to buy Confluent at these levels. And then we got Bit Digital, BTBT, one of the favorite meme stocks. I think after the announcement, after the last couple of days or so, crypto stocks are going down, and BTBT is also going down along with the crypto stocks. Let's see if it is a good time to buy some BTBT and add to the position. And we can also look at other stocks in this sector like Marathon Digital, and Ride Blockchain, and so on and so forth. And then we got here Oscar Health, OSCR. They announced expansion plans, but stock is not doing great of late. They also announced their earnings. They beat on the earnings per share, but missed on the revenue. And then we got here STXS. They also report a loss, but topped the revenue. Stock has sold off. And then we got CDMO here. Looks like they got a lot of debt, but they can manage the debt. So with that, let's jump in and look at few stocks in this area and see what we can buy. So we got here a stock table here with all these stocks which have pulled back hard. I have sorted this list by one-day performance. As you can see here, company at the top has dropped so much in one day. Yeah, we have to think if it's a good time to buy at these levels. The way this is organized is I got the stock ticker, the name, and the price, and we got market cap, and I also have added insider transactions and institution transactions. Anytime you see insider buying their own stock on a pullback or institution buying the stock on a pullback, that's a great positive indication that they have confidence in the company and they're putting a lot of money to work, so it's a good story to follow. And then we got sales and sales growth. I pay very close attention to sales and sales growth. As an example here, you got Tabula, STXS. I got great sales growth. So it's good to look at the sales growth and gross margin that tells you how the company is doing. And then you got here debt to equity ratio. Anytime you see high debt to equity ratio, you got to be a little careful. They're putting too much debt on the balance sheet and leveraging too much financially. And then you got here RSI and IV percentile. For those of you who are option junkies, you might want to pay close attention to both of these numbers: RSI, which is relative strength index, and IV percentile. When the IV percentile is high, you could look at option selling strategies, and when the IV percentile is low, for example Vivre, you could look at option buying strategies. And we should also look at RSI. When the RSI is low, below 55, it's good to buy the stock because it's oversold. But when it's above 55, for example Omega here 81, you should not chase and buy at these levels. Instead, wait for a little pullback, which we got here. That could be a good opportunity. And then we also have institutional ownership. Tells you if the big funds are buying into the stock and supporting them, a high institutional ownership tells you there's a good backing from big funds. And then you got short float here that tells you if the short float ratio is high, for example TRHC here, stock can go up in a good news. So if the RSI is low and the short ratio is high, you buy the stock and wait for a short squeeze and stock to take off. And then we got here price to sales ratio, tells you if it's expensive from a price to sales ratio or a valuation perspective. As an example, Cogent here, 100 plus price to sales ratio, a little bit expensive from a valuation perspective, and so is DSGN and Confluence at these levels and INBX. And then we got here past performance, 1 day, 1 week, all the way to 5 year. That tells you how the company has been doing in the past. That could be an indication how the company might do in the future. And I also have how much the stock is off from 52-week high. So as you can see here, you got 59% and so on and so forth. The thought process is you don't want to buy the stock when it's at 52-week high. Instead, wait for a little pullback to put the money to work. So that's the thought process here. And I have highlighted a few stocks to look at. For example, here TBPH or Theravance. After this huge big crash here, I would be a buyer. I would be adding slowly to the position. I'm sure they can work out the issue with the drug testing failure. I think this is a good one. Not great from a fundamental perspective. As you can see here, sales growth is negative, performance is negative all along. But this is a contrarian play because the stock has plunged so much. Big funds are buying, as you can see here, 14% transactions. Funds are buying it. That's why this is a contrarian play. I'm willing to put some money to work here and wait for a nice bounce back here. And also I got here COGT Cogent, $8 stock here. Insiders are selling, but institutions are buying. That's a good sign here. And also fundamentally, sales is zero, as you can see here. Not great from a fundamental perspective, but as you see here, main reason to buy is institutions are buying. There's a backing, and also institutions have bought, own so much of the Cogent stock here. Even though valuation is high, with this crash here, almost 9.3% crash, it could be good to add to position here. Even though RSI is a little bit high, I'll be slowly willing to add to my position and wait for a while. And then you got here ARAY, $5 stock here. Insiders are selling, as you can see here. Institutions are buying slowly, and as you see here, quarter over quarter sales growth is positive. That's good. Gross margin is negative, nothing to show off right now. RSI is 39, tells you stock is sold off at these levels. So I think even IV percentile is low. If you're an option buyer, you could look at buying call options, but since the stock is pretty low here, $5.18, I would rather buy ARAY stock here and take it from there. From a performance perspective, last couple months or so, last 3 months, stock has not done much, and they've done nicely for 1 year and 5 years. That's why I think this is a good one to buy at these levels and hold it. And then you got here Tabula, as you can see, a $32 stock. It's got a nice sales growth, quarter over quarter 7%, gross margin 29%. That's good. And as you see here, stock is sold off. RSI is 38 and IV percentile is 91. So if you're an options person, if you're buying and selling options, you could look at selling some premium here. If the IV percentile is so high, if you really want to buy the stock, you could sell some put options below the current price, or you could even sell some strangle as an example, but make sure that on the call side buy some protection a little bit higher so that we don't get burnt out. So I think this is a good one here with the RSI 38 stock being oversold at these levels. I think I would be a buyer here, but I think right now there is no sales, there is no performance. As you can see here, it's negative all along. That's why this is also a contrarian play. You're basically buying it, contrary to the performance, past performance here. And then you got STXS here. This one has got nice sales growth. I love the sales growth and gross margin. That's why it's a fundamentally good company. Gross margin is also nice. Stock is sold off, as you can see here. RSI is 38. And even if you're an options person, you could buy options because IV percentile, which represents volatility, is very low. So you could buy options also here. Again, stock price being $6.56, I would buy the stock outright here and take it from there. And performance is not great for last 3 months or so, but they've done great in 1 year and great in 5 years. So this one is a winner here, STXS. I would buy some STXS at these levels and take it from there. And then we got a couple more here. Novavax, off late stock has been dropping, along with the, Moderna as well as Biotech. So I would be a buyer at these levels slowly. RSI 60 tells you stock is cooling off here, and also IV percentile is 18. That tells you if you want to buy call option or call spread, you could buy without paying too much money. So with the stock is sold off hard in 1 day, even 1 week it's negative, as you can see here. I would be a buyer of Novavax along with the stocks like Moderna and BNTX. And then we got here Conflue new IPO. As you can see here, just 3 months or so in the market. I would be a buyer of Conflue stock here. Stock is sold off hard on yesterday, and for 1 week it's negative. I'll be willing to buy here. Note that right now RSI is a little bit higher, 74 or so. Buy slowly, no hurry. And then we got here CDMO here, Avid Bio, $24 stock. Nice sales growth. I love this sales growth, as well as good gross margin. Clearly beats the rule of 40, where quarter over quarter sales growth plus gross margin greater than 40. And they also have positive net margin. Stock has fallen down in 1 week, 1 day, 1 week, 2 week, and 1 month. I would be a buyer here. Look at their performance here. For 1 year, 189%, and for 5 years, 825%. They're off 15% from their 52-week high. So I'm a buyer of CDMO at these levels. RSI is also 52, tells you stock is oversold. And if you're a options person, because there's a high IV percentile, you could sell some put options below the stock price, or you could even buy some strangles, but make sure you buy some call options to protect yourself on the call side of the house. And then you got here Seagate, one of the steady eddy stocks, it's into disk drives. As you can see, a nice sales growth here, and RSI is 57, and IV percentile is 28. It's okay to slowly buy on this pullback here and go from there. And then you got INBX here, a $28 stock, and from a sales growth perspective, 1 year sales growth is positive. Margin is not there right now, which could be okay for these early stage companies. And as you can see, our valuation is a little high. Stock has done great for 1 year. I would be a buyer in this pullback here. RSI is 57. You can slowly start buying. So with that, let's look at one more page here. We got a couple more here. First one is ThredUp, TDUP. Stock is at $20. Stock has pulled back pretty hard in 1 day. Nice gross margin. I love this gross margin here. And they got RSI is 41. Tells you stock is oversold at these levels. As you see here, stock has been not doing great in 1 week, 2 weeks, and so on and so forth. I'm willing to buy slowly at these levels and accumulate. And then you got here BTBT, one of my favorite meme stocks here. Right now, stock is at $10.87. Stock has gone as low as $5 or so in last couple of weeks. So this one is a good stock to trade. Whenever Bitcoin makes some negative news, stocks plunges down. So right now, I'm willing to buy slowly and add to position. RSI is 52, tells you stock is getting oversold at these levels, and IV percentile is 66. That tells you if you're an option seller, you could sell some put options below the current stock price, or even a strangle, and protect yourself on the call side to buy some, call option at a higher level. So I would be a buyer in BTBT stock. Stock itself is $10. I think you can buy the stock outright versus options. And then you got ARAY here, Accuray, $3 stock here. Nice sales growth. I love this sales growth. And RSI is 54. Tells you right now stock is oversold. You could buy some Accuray here. And nice 1 year performance here. I love this 1 year performance. I would be a buyer in Accuray, ARAY at these levels. And then we got here OSCR Oscar Health. This company is not getting love from Wall Street. Stock has been dropping, as you can see here. I would be a buyer at these levels here. RSI is 28, tells the stock is completely oversold at these levels. I would be a buyer here and hold it for a while. And then you got Meredit MDP. They're into newspaper business, as you might be knowing. Stock has done great in 1 year. Right now, RSI is 50. Tells you stock is getting oversold here. I would be a buyer of MDP at these levels and take it from there. And then you got your ARCE, $23 stock. RSI is 30, tells you stock is oversold at these levels. Nice sales growth and gross margin. I love this. And as you can see, a stock has done nothing. Even though good fundamentally, there is no love in Wall Street for this company here. I would be willing to buy this stock a little bit at these levels and take it from there. And then we got Precision here, PGEN, $5 stock. Nice sales growth, as you can see here. And stock has not done great. RSI is 56, tells you can buy slowly at these levels here. And let's go to the next slide here. I highlighted a few stocks here. SHEN, SHEN, $29 stock. Nice sales growth, as you can see here. Stock is sold off in 1 day. RSI is 49. Tells you stock is oversold here. And they've done okay in 5 years. I would be a buyer at these levels here. And then you got SWTX, $76 stock. As you see here, RSI is 52, tells you stock is oversold. And they've done nice for 1 year, 75%. I would be a buyer here. And then you got your ATGE, $35 stock. Nice sales growth here. Stock has been dropping off of late. RSI is 52, tells you it's oversold. I'm a buyer of ATGE at these levels, as well as EPZM. Nice sales growth here and nice gross margin too. Stock has been falling off, almost it fell off all the time. So I'd be a buyer of EPZM at these levels and take it from there. And I also like stocks like hut8 as an example. Crypto has been falling off a little bit, and also stocks like as you see here, PFE, Pfizer could be okay to buy at these levels. And then you got BNTX, which is Biotech. I would be a buyer at these levels too. Add slowly and take it from there. So now we look at few stocks in a little more detail, look at the chart and see if it's worth buying. So first is TBPH. As you can see here, these guys are into diversified pharmaceutical company, discover, develop and commercialize organ selective medicine. Stock has been dropping off, as you can see here. Right now it's trying to gain some momentum, do some consolidation at these levels here, trying to bounce off of its 25-day moving average, as you can see here. Stock had a crash, as you can see here, and big drop here in on the balance volume. At these levels, I'm a buyer of TBPH. I think they are drug which failed during the testing. That's the reason for this huge big drop. As you can see here, trading range, huge big drop. That's why I think it's good to buy. Company will figure out how to fix their failures in the testing, clinical testing. I'm sure it will come up again. So with that, as you see here, $9 stock, huge big drop in one day, and RSI is 55. I'm a buyer here and take it from there. And then you got Cogent here, COGT, again a biopharmaceutical company, focuses on developing precision therapies. Stock has been, as you can see here, they've done nicely but sold off yesterday. Right now RSI is 77, so I would be a buyer slowly because still RSI is a little high. You could buy slowly and add to position. As you see here, even though stock has dropped, on the balance volume is pretty steady. I think that's why the smart folks, smart buyers are buying the stocks. Smart money is pouring into the stock. So I'd be a buyer of the stock slowly. And then you got here V-Ray. They design, manufacture, and market radiation therapy systems. As you can see here, stock is sold off here. It's trying to bounce off of its 200-day moving average, and they've done it in the past. See here, they came to 200-day moving average, bumped up, came again to 200-day moving average, went up. So it looks like they're taking this 200-day moving average as a support here. And from an on the balance volume perspective, it's pretty steady here, nothing to worry too much. So I'd be a buyer in V-Ray. I'm sure this will do well and take it from there. RSI is 39, tells you stock is completely oversold at these levels. And then you got here STXS, they design, manufacture, market robotic magnetic navigation to use in hospitals surgical suite. So I would be a buyer of this stock here. Stock has dropped off significantly in the last couple of days after the earnings. Now it's trying to consolidate. At these levels, it's good to buy STXS. As you see here, STXS has got a nice sales growth, very good gross margin, and also they've done very nicely in 1 year and 5 years. At these levels, I think stock is a very good buy. You could buy it on discount here and take it from there. Next, we'll look at a couple more here. CDMO, it's a clinical and commercial manufacturing company here. As you see, a nice chart. They've done nicely over the past year or so. I think it's a bullish stock here, temporary pullback here. They're trying to bounce off of their 100-day moving average. As you see, a nice sales growth. I love the sales growth and gross margin. Stock is dropped off. RSI is 52. I'm a buyer of this stock here. I'm sure they will do great. Look at the on the balance volume. It's doing great here. So even though stock is dropped, on the balance volume is steady. There's a good institutional ownership here, 94%. I think I'm a buyer here. Great stock. And then you got INBX. They're into clinical stage biotech company here, focused on developing pipeline. As you see here, they also trying to bounce off of their 50-day moving average here. On the balance volume is steady. RSI is 57, tells you can buy cautiously at these levels. Price to sales ratio is a little high though, but it's okay to buy. Many of these biotechs have got high price to sales ratio. I would be a buyer at these levels here. Steady on the balance volume tells you smart money is still staying in the stock. And then we got here BTBT. It's a favorite meme stock here, Bitcoin mining. As you see here, stock has been dropping like a bag of hammer, but stock took off last couple of weeks here, went up nicely. Now it's coming down. So I would be a buyer at these levels slowly and add to my position here. BTBT RSI is 52, tells you stock is sold off at these levels. And then you got Oscar Health, OSCR. As you see here, Oscar Health stock is not getting too much love from Wall Street. It's been going down after the IPO. I would be a buyer at these levels with the RSI 28. Stock is completely oversold. I'm a buyer of this. They're into health insurance and services. I'm sure they will do well. Next, we got a couple more companies here, starting with Precision, PGEN. Stock has been trading sideways of late, but on the balance volume is pretty steady here. So they're into discovering and developing next generation of gene and cellular therapies, biotech play. I would be a buyer at these levels. As you see here, RSI 56 tells you can buy cautiously here and add to your position here. Stock has been not doing great, as you can see here, 1 day 4%, even 1 year and 5 years it's down. So at these levels, you're really contrarian, but they got good fundamentals here, nice sales growth and gross margin. So I would be a buyer here and take it from there. And then you got ARAY, ARAY, Accuray. As you see here, $3 stock had done nicely from a sales growth perspective. They got 54 as a RSI, tells you stock is oversold at these levels. And as you see here, they're trying to bounce off of their 25-day moving average here. Nice on the balance volume, tells you smart money is in the stock. So I'm a buyer of ARAY at these levels and take it from there. And then we got Oscar, we already covered it. And then we got MDP here. It's into media, local and global media. Nice looking chart here. They're doing nicely, bullish here. They're breaking down from their 50-day moving average here. They've done it in the past. They bounced off of their 50-day moving average nicely. I'm a buyer at these levels with this 1 day, 1 week, 2 week sell off here. I'm adding to my position here. As you can see, a nice looking on the balance volume. Even though stock dropped, on the balance volume is steady. That tells you smart money is in the stock still. Next, we got a couple more here. We got ARCE. It's in the education sector in Brazil. They help with the K through 12 education. Stock has been selling off of late. Most of these online education stocks have sold off, especially in China. This one is in Brazil. I think, as you can see here, right now stock is sold off. RSI is 30. Stock has not done great in past year or so, and the sales growth is good. So that's why I'm willing to put some money here to work and go from there. Hopefully it will bounce from these levels. As you can see here, around 23, they got a good support level here. They can bounce off of these level here. And then you got your SWTX. I think we talked about this one, probably not yet. So SWTX, as you see here, $76 stock. RSI is 52, tells you it's oversold here. They're into acquiring, developing, commercializing medicines. It's in the healthcare sector. They're trying to bounce off of their 100-day moving average at these levels. So stock is doing okay. It's an okay looking chart here. On the balance volume is pretty down at these levels. And as you see here, RSI is 52. I would be a buyer of this stock at these levels and take it from there. And they've done nice from 1 year perspective, 75% performance in 1 year. And then you got ATGE, they're into medical and healthcare education services. Stock has been trading sideways, as you can see here. They dropped 3% in 1 day, and RSI is 52. I would be a buyer of this stock here. Looks like smart money came out of this stock here. Now it's trying to form a base here. I would be a buyer at these levels. And then you got EPZM. EPZM is a very low dollar stock here. They're into commercial stage biopharmaceutical company. They're into cancer and other diseases. As you see here, very good sales growth, fundamentally good company, nice sales growth, nice gross margin. Stock is not getting love from Wall Street, as you can see here. RSI is 27, stock indicates stock is sold off at these levels. I would be a buyer at this level and accumulate slowly and take it from there. So with that, how do you buy these stocks? Because as you know, stock market has been very hot of late. So what I look for is really, hey, look at some oversold stocks. For example, the technology and biotechnology stocks that we have seen, they don't need a bull market. They just need to do well and get some drugs out of the market. They can grow secularly. So these are secular growth names. If you buy in a pullback, you'll do well. So typically, I look for RSI, oversold below 50 or 55. Always buy and sell in stages, so that way you can get a feel of the company and look for stocks consolidating for a while and showing some signs of bullishness. For the stocks nearing 52-week high, look for a pullback, so that way you'll get some margin of safety. And stock nearing 52-week low, look for a sign of price increase before buying. And stocks with a huge drop, then look for some bullishness and take it from there. And as you can see here, there are a few more things you can look at as you buy these stocks. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.